But in the early hours of July 9th, Mei Xiong is disturbed and unable to sleep. Alarmed by the change in Mei Xiong's behavior, volunteer Susan Hughes notifies Lisa at home.
I just came on shift, and I've got to tell you that Mei Xiong is panting. She's very restless. She's been HE licking.
The volunteer, Susan, she was very excited. Mei Xiong was really restless in her den. She was vocalizing. Susan thought she was seeing some contractions at that point. I was a bit perplexed by this because her hormone levels were still rather high for her to be in labor. At that point, I realized I'd better call Brenda in. Brenda lives the closest to the zoo. It could get in the quickest.
Well, Lisa called me at 2 and said that Mei Xiong was behaving differently.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, sorry to get you up. I felt I needed to call. She's been panting since about 11:30.
Science of it is, what we've been told is that her hormones haven't dropped to baseline, therefore she could not be in labor. But it sure looks like she's in labor. I've never seen her do any of these behaviors before. Mei Xiong is lying on her back with a leg propped up on the wall. Then all of a sudden, out shoots the baby. It comes out really fast, faster than you would ever imagine a baby to come out. And as soon as it was out and in this world, it started squealing. Is that it? There it is. Mei Xiong got up very quickly and was like, what is that? She clearly knows she needs to pick the baby up. And it is flailing its head back and forth. She'll open her mouth and reach for it, but then it'll squeal and it surprises her, so she sits back and she reaches for it again. It squeals and she sits back because she's never seen this before, just like I've never seen this before, and we're both like, whoa.
The incredible has happened. Mei Xiong has given birth when no one really expected it. In an instant, life has changed at the Panda House. Word of the cub spreads quickly. Mei Xiong's most devoted fans gather to lay eyes on the new arrival.
I'm ecstatic. We actually have a panda cub.
For Lisa and the keepers, the cub is an answered prayer.
We're very happy, and it's a little scary, too, because this little cub's only 4 ounces, the size of your hand. It's so delicate. You just hope she does a great job and keeps the thing alive and everything goes fine. Because we certainly have had the other scenario far too often here, and so, there's a little bit of fear.
At the actual moment of birth, the cub appeared to hit the wall. But even with no apparent protection, it's unlikely the newborn was injured.
At that point, their bodies are made mostly of cartilage, so there's nothing really there to break. Maybe it's something that a newborn cub needs to start squawking and breathing, sort of like a baby giraffe who's born and falls 6 feet and hits the floor. That's developmentally something that a cub needs to enter the world with a big bang like that and start squawking and get mom's attention. It certainly worked.
Panda cubs are born blind, hairless, and about the size of a stick of butter. This baby is 100% dependent on Mei Xiong, so the staff keeps watch round the clock for signs of strong maternal instincts.
I worry because other cubs with Ling Ling didn't live. And so that's always a worry, will the cub make it? Will it not make it?
Up next.
A loud cub means a healthy panda, but with the sad history of the last 30 years, and Ling Ling's 5 cubs all dying shortly after birth, the zoo staff anxiously keeps watch.
We've adopted a hands-off approach in dealing with this cub because we believe that infants are best raised by their own mothers. That being said, we're still watching things very closely and observing Mei Xiong and the infant 24 hours a day so that if something does start to go wrong, we can intervene.
We haven't seen any nursing because of the way she holds the baby. You can't really see it half the time, but it sounds like it has been suckling. It's making rooting noises, so we're thinking that the baby has nursed.
baby panda looks like. Baby panda was born at 3:41 a.m. yesterday morning. It's a day old. We don't know whether it's a boy or a girl.
The cub will not be on view to the public for months, but Daddy Tian Tian casually takes the crowds in stride.
Tian's actually doing really, really well. I think
Until Mei Xiang feels comfortable enough to leave the den to eat before they attempt to go and pick up her baby.
It would have been much more reassuring to have seen the cub by now, but we just have to wait. We have to be patient. We have to make sure it's the right time for Mei Xiang.
In the wild, panda mothers can go as long as a month after giving birth before eating. But on the cub's 5th day, Mei Xiang takes advantage of nap time and leaves the den to get a quick drink of water. It's a promising development.
Our next goal is to be able to close the door between Mei Xiang and her cub and get in there and do an examination.
While the staff waits for an opportunity to examine the new resident, the cub's every move is captured by the Panda House cameras and displayed to the world over the internet. Emails let the staff know how the cub is affecting people across the globe.
This is a special one. It says,
Today, Mei Xiang steps out of the den for a bite to eat, and the staff attempts to perform the first exam. Laurie is the keeper on duty.
I went in there and the cub was just sleeping on his little nest, and I picked him up. We got his first weight, which was 1.8 pounds. Turned the cub over and decided that he was a boy. During the exam, while we were checking his mouth and looking at him, he made a little noise. Mei Xiang immediately heard that. She was all of a sudden looking for her cub, and she went over to the window and tried to look in the den, and she wasn't sure where he was, so she was, getting a little antsy. We hurried up and brought the cub back in.
it's okay, Mei Xiang. It's okay.
Now that they know the cub's a boy, he can be named. The Chinese traditionally name pandas on their 100th day. And in this case, the public will help by voting for one of 5 choices posted on the web. But to reach the 100-day mark, this young cub still has a few more hurdles to cross.
We're hoping that in the next month we'll...
The young cub meets his keepers.
You did a good job.
In the exhibit area, just outside her den.
Mei Xiang's been leaving the cub consistently in the morning to get something to eat, so we're really hoping that this morning she'll follow her pattern. She'll put the cub down and leave. Once she's settled, we're going to be ready to move in and pick up the cub and do an exam.
An opportunity presents itself, and the keepers move quickly.
Oh, goodness gracious.
5 3/4. The tail's getting shorter, I think. This tail's getting shorter. 2 inches.
Now 5 weeks old, his eyes have yet to open. For many of the staff, the exam is a first chance to experience the cub up close.
Look how he can push up.
Yeah, he's pushing up really nicely. He's standing. His first words.
All babies are cute, but panda baby, nothing else in the world would be cuter than them. They're so beautiful together.
What amazes me about this cub is that every single day he looks different.
Oh, look at the baby. You feel like if you close your eyes some days, count to 10 and open your eyes, he's bigger. I mean, he's just growing and growing.
While mother and cub spend their days in the den, Daddy Tian Tian is enjoying the summer sun on his own. 7th day, the cub passes a very important milestone. His eyes are open.
9 and an 8.
And at his next exam, the cub gets his first look at the world outside his den. Today, he'll receive his first vaccines, and the staff is hoping it goes off without a hitch.
I don't think it will be too hard on the cub to receive this vaccine. He's so cute and cuddly that I think it's going to be harder on me to actually have to stick him than it will be on him. Ready?
He's looking right at me.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, you are.
You did a good
job. That was so brave.
Yeah.
Vaccination was no problem.
He looks like a big boy panda now. With his eyes open. He's really starting to look like a panda.
Everybody wants to cuddle him. He's just too cute. And you just want to pick him up and give him kisses, but you can't.
With this increasingly active baby.
He's pushing out, and he's doing that head bobbing thing, so he's starting to walk, and this is the beginning of the end.
Every parent's nightmare. Sean just doesn't know it yet.
We're going to get busier.
Yeah.
It's a busy morning at the Panda House. Mei Xiang's cub is now 12 weeks old. His public debut is only 2 months away, and the National Zoo staff is hard at work preparing him for his big day.
Today we're just doing a regular routine checkup. It's amazing to think that checkups are routine now.
With the sweetest face you've ever seen.
It's very fuzzy.
Oh, his molars are coming in.
He's also starting to get this pink color to his hair. That's a result of a chemical reaction from Mei Xiang's saliva. And as she starts to groom him less, as he gets older, that pink color will disappear.
Ooh. Pink hair or not, it's almost time to allow the public in to see the cub.
Get louder.
So far, Mei Xiang has kept the boy confined to the den, but for visitors to see him, his mother will need to be comfortable with him out in the exhibit space.
This morning we decided to try putting the cub out in the show cage, which is an area where the public could see him. When Mei Xiang came inside, she came over and she looked at him and said, okay, don't belong out here, come on. When she picks him up and manipulates him, he just pretty much goes limp. And so whatever she does is fine.
For their care and dedication.
I think people all over the country and all over the world are watching, this baby grow. I think whenever anything is born, it's a symbol of hope.
The birth of this panda cub is a huge accomplishment for the zoo. For us, it really symbolizes and embodies all that we've been working towards. It really took a village to get this cub, and it's a village that I'm very proud to be a member of. So for us, this is